Let me ask you something. If someone rescued you from danger, provided for you, and protected you, would you trust them? If they've already proven themselves trustworthy?
Logically, yes. If they've already proven themselves trustworthy, it would make sense to trust them.
Eventually returned home safely.
What if you can't see the person anymore? What if they take too long to come back?
Story is about a nation that saw God perform incredible miracles. Yet only weeks later, they almost forgot him completely.
For many years, the people of Israel lived as slaves in Egypt. They worked hard. They suffered greatly. Day after day, they cried out for help. The Bible tells us that God heard their cries. He remembered his covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. God saw their suffering. And God cared. Soon God rescued Israel through Moses and led them out of Egypt. After crossing the Red Sea, the Israelites arrived at the foot of Mount Sinai. This mountain would become the place where God made a special covenant with his people. A covenant is more than a promise. It is a sacred relationship built on trust and commitment. The mountain shook with thunder. Lightning flashed across the sky. The people stood in awe. Then God spoke. He gave Moses the 10 Commandments. God said, "You shall have no other gods before me. Do not make idols. Honor your father and mother. Do not steal. Do not lie." And many more instructions. These commandments were not given to make life difficult. They were given to help Israel live as God's chosen people. When Moses shared God's words, the people answered together, "Everything the Lord has said, we will do." They agreed to the covenant. Sacrifices were offered. The covenant was confirmed. Then something remarkable happened. Moses and several leaders of Israel went up the mountain. There they shared a meal in God's presence. It was a sign of friendship and fellowship between God and his people. Everything seemed perfect. But then came the test. Moses stayed on the mountain for many days. The people became impatient. They began asking questions. Where is Moses? What happened to him? Has God abandoned us? Instead of trusting God, they decided to take matters into their own hands. They asked Aaron to make them a god they could see. Aaron collected gold from the people and melted it down. Soon a golden calf stood before them. The people celebrated, they danced, they worshipped the idol. The very people who had promised to obey God had already broken the covenant. When God told Moses what was happening, Moses hurried down the mountain. As he approached the camp, he saw the golden calf and the people celebrating around it. His heart sank. In anger and sadness, Moses threw down the stone tablets. They shattered at the foot of the mountain. Then Moses destroyed the golden calf. The covenant had been broken. The people had failed. But the story does not end there. Moses loved the people deeply. He went back to God and prayed for them. He asked God to forgive them, and God showed mercy. Israel did not deserve another chance. Yet God remained faithful. He renewed his covenant and continued leading his people. The God who rescued them was still willing to walk with them. But this story is more than something that happened long ago. It reveals something important about God's character. God is holy. He desires our love, trust, and obedience. But he is also merciful. But even when his people fail, he does not stop loving them. Sometimes we are like the Israelites. When answers don't come quickly, we become impatient. When life feels uncertain, we place our trust in other things. Some trust money. Some trust success. Some trust themselves more than God. Yet none of these things can truly save us. The covenant with Israel also points forward to Jesus Christ. Just as Moses stood before God on behalf of the people, Jesus became the perfect mediator between God and humanity. Through his death and resurrection, Jesus established a new covenant based on grace, forgiveness, and faith. The story reminds us that while people often fail, God remains faithful. His love does not change. His promises do not fail. and His mercy is greater than our mistakes.
They saw miracles with their own eyes and still forgot God.
That shows how easy it is to lose focus when we're impatient or
It reminds us that trusting God is something we have to choose every day.
Exactly. Today's lesson is simple. God reveals even when people fail. The Israelites broke their covenant with God, but God did not stop loving them, and He still offers forgiveness to those who turn back. Question for you. Have you ever gone through a season where it was difficult to trust God? What helped you keep your faith? Share your answer in the comments below. If this story encouraged you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who needs encouragement today. And remember, when people fail, God's faithfulness remains.